Good evening, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about the topic of how do you integrate the lessons that you've learned up to this point. So the issue that many people are facing now is that they have a lot of access to information. They have a lot of access to books and podcasts and audios and videos like this. They can even come to retreat or have webinars and seminars, and the information is there. But once you learn these things, then some people still struggle to integrate this. So in this video, I wanted to give you a simple tip and a simple technique that you can use to already integrate the lessons that you've learned. So from my experiences, I meet many people who struggle with this, from the clinical setting where the clients that I've worked with before in the therapeutic setting is they learn many tools. They meet with many therapists, they meet with many professionals, and then they gain a lot of information and knowledge, but still struggling. I get to see people in the meditation retreat setting here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. We get to experience people from around the world, and they have experience, like I said, from all aspects, from all traditions, and they're trying to pursue a spiritual path, and then still they struggle to integrate some of the lessons that they learned. Another environment that I get to see this play out is with the ordination program. Again, these men are coming in to live the life of a Buddhist monk, and still they get an amazing experience. They learn so much from the mentors. They learn so much about Buddhism, about healing, about the precepts, about all types of things from their teaching monks. And again, when they go home, some people can still struggle with deepening their habits. So then, how do we improve it? And for me, I just wanted to give you a simple technique that you can use it already. So those who have the luxury of learning, you've been reading books, you've been journaling out there, you've been gaining wisdom from different resources. And now, what do I do with it? And how do I put it into practice and make good use of it? And what I find that people are struggling with is just too much information, and it's unorganized, so we need to sum it up. So 4 things that you can do. So the first step is really just to gather all the wisdom that you have, whether it's through books, whether it's through the notes that you took in your journal and that you've been reflecting upon, all the wisdom, wherever you have it written down, bring it all together and collect it in one place. The second thing you want to do is then summarize those points, because in our notes, they may be all over the place. I know for me, when I came to ordain and I have my journal, I still have many journals, and I keep a list of the wisdom, but really is now pull out the key points or the key concepts of the information that you have. So step number 3 is then put everything in order from the most important and most relevant to your situation right now. And then the last step is pick just the top 2 or top 3 of the most pertinent to you, and now take the time to integrate it. Don't worry about all the other things, but now we need to build a foundation. So what are some of the issues then that are getting in the way of us integrating these lessons? Problem number 1. The issue is that we just have too much information. What I find that people struggle with is that their notes are unorganized. They haven't taken the time to summarize it and put it like a book. And what we need is just a nice table of content that organizes your ideas properly, so it's easy accessible. When you open your journal, you can already see it. One thing that may be helpful is just when you start a new journal, when you start collecting your experiences, leave the first couple pages blank And what I typically do is make this a master cheat sheet. And for example, myself is when I go through the ordination program, let's say my first 30 days, and I take a lot of notes. So I just take the key concepts and I just juice this. Just take the best wisdom that you can find and now bring these concepts to the very front and then put them in order of what is the most important to the least important. And then this way you can have access to it. And then also you can just pick the top 2 or top 3 and start to integrate that. Problem number 2 is that we jump from concept to concept. So then we learn one thing and now our focus is somewhere else. We learn a new thing the next time we meet and our focus is somewhere else. A third time, then our focus is somewhere else. But we're always going to the new thing, to the new trend, to the new information, and to the new knowledge. But this can get in the way because then we never integrate the old knowledge or the knowledge that we already have. So this can be an obstacle. Problem number 3, this piggybacks on problem number 2. And while we think we need new information, we also think we need a lot of information. So we just don't have enough. So we keep learning and more and more and more and more. And one part of it, it's great. But again, what we're missing out on is the fact that then some people may not integrate what they already know. So even the people who are watching this channel, thank you, first off. But the second part is then I understand that you're learning along the way, which is wonderful. And there's gonna be new information and more information coming. But if you're really trying to change yourself, you're really trying to transform yourself, you have enough to get started. There's so much information where we already talked about a morning routine. We already talked about evening routine, the importance of meditation, of giving. We talked about minimalism and how to have less things, how to make your bed, how to, the list goes on and on again. So yes, continue to get more information, but even more important is you do not need new information. To get started, what's even more important is integrate one thing, integrate 2 things, and then start to build that as your foundation. And don't wait. And in any type of learning, in learning Buddhism, it comes in 2 pillars. You need to learn the theory, and then even more important is the practice. So many people can get lost in this honeymoon, this fantasy in their minds, and it feels good and it feels like something's happening, but really without putting into practice, your life will not shift. So take this, take 1 or 2 concepts that is most relevant to your situation and actually apply it and implement it. And when you can make this a habit that actually stick, now add a new thing. And now add a 4th thing. And now build on top of that. But you need a strong foundation. So no more need for you to wait for new information, for more information, but just already take what you already have. So to summarize it out there for those who are struggling with integrating the wisdom that you already learned, is take everything that you've learned so far, gather it into one place, organize these concepts clearly, and then put it in order of importance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just pick the top 2 and now work it. Do it, use it, live it, integrate it, and make it a part of your lifestyle. And this is how change happens. You don't need more, You don't need new. So already go through what you already have and utilize that. So I hope this has been helpful. But as always, greeting to you from Thailand and hope you are all safe. Good night. Satu.